Some good news and a turn of events for Brittney Griner and her family, you guys. The State Department is now changing their strategy and working to get her free. The U.S. government is considering that the star is being deemed wrongfully detained in Russia and is signaling a significant shift to get her back home. So this is great news. In a statement from the Department of State, they say the welfare and safety of U.S. citizens abroad is among the highest priority of the U.S. government. The Department of State, has determined that the Russian Federation has wrongfully detained U.S. citizen Brittney Griner. So, whole new strategy. We know that they have been trying to keep it very light, not really giving this a lot of media coverage because they wanted to basically see, what was going to happen, and they didn't want to add any more fuel to the fire on this. But they're changing their tune. And in an official statement, they're designating that the U.S. government will no longer wait for the case to be tried or to play out in Russia, and that they're going to move forward with negotiations to get her returned back to the United States.
As they should. I've been really following this, and I've been trying to kind of hold back on doing too much research on it after a little bit because I knew that she wasn't going to be out at least until May 19th. But when I saw that information, I'm like, first of all, why did it take this long for that to even be, you know what I mean? I feel like off top, we knew that she was wrongfully arrested, and now she's been in there for 72 days or more, something like that. Now the WNBA season's about to start. Thankfully, they're still going to, pay her and, they're going to honor her. But it's like, man, you got this 6+ foot woman in this itty bitty room over some
oil, allegedly.
Some hashish oil.
You're right. I mean, I agree with all you guys that this is long overdue, and that the Department of State should have been jumped in and kind of made this happen. We do see that, when dealing with the Russian government, that you do have to play it safe, right? You do have to tread lightly. And I think Brittney Griner got locked up at one of the worst times, kicking off when Russia is in a war with Ukraine. I mean, can you imagine? You just walk right into that. So prayerfully, she'll be released back to her family. I know that her wife and family have been pretty tight-lipped just because that has been the directive, right? Because they didn't want to really increase the hostage situation that she's in. So we pray for her. We pray for her safe return. 75 days is not as long as some detainees in Russia have been. I think the guy that was just released, he was there for almost 3 years. So not to say that 75 days isn't a long time, because God forbid, I don't want to do not a day.
I don't want to do 2 days, okay?
An hour, okay? So, we're with her. And again, I shared the sentiments of her wife and family. You do not want your loved one to be away from you in any capacity, especially in a hostile kind of environment. So I'm just glad that they're really pushing to get this done. So
that, and I do also want to note, a lot of people were asking why she was over there, and she's over there because she was playing, and they get paid 3 to 4 times more over there. So hopefully, this situation will make it to where other women within the WNBA are able to come out and be like, look, maybe she wouldn't have been over there if you guys weren't only paying us, $40,000 to $150,000 a year, and you were actually paying us $1 million or $500,000, like what they're actually getting over there. It's super unfortunate that they do have to put themselves in these crazy situations just to actually make ends meet, when it's this is my off season. I should be at home. I should be with my wife, enjoying my family, living my life. But no, they don't make any money when they're here in the States. So they have to go across the water, and things like this end up happening. So hopefully when she does get out, there's able to be a conversation of getting more money to these WNBA players.
Hell yeah. I mean, that needs to be the first step in negotiation. And you're right. People, why should women athletes or female athletes have to go overseas in order to get an equitable salary doing the same thing that they're doing in the United States. I mean, she is, the LeBron James of her field. And so you would think that she would be able to get that type of equitable pay, where she wouldn't have to spend so much time overseas to be able to take care of herself and her family. So definitely a point to be considered. And, the WNBA needs to continue to consider that so that athletes don't have to or be forced to do that, because she's been doing it for a number of years. So increasing that salary is a big deal. But I hope when she does come that she does the tell all, that she writes a book, that she talks about her time, not only just being detained, but like the number of times that she went over there, because I think you're right. And even if she did have hashish oil, I think it doesn't even matter. I think that the, Department of State should have already moved forward with saying that that she should not be detained and go ahead and get our American citizens back. So even if she was in the wrong, we still need to go get her back. You know what I'm saying?
Get back and stop playing.
And stop playing. Period. All right.